Sitting just 90 miles from the coast of Bali, Senggigi Beach was once the busiest resort town in Lombok. But in 2018, a series of huge earthquakes changed everything here. Entire towns were left in ruins, and many tourists stopped visiting altogether. Less than a year on, we travelled right across this beautiful island to see what it was really like. This is our adventure across Lombok. Lombok is only a 20-minute flight from Bali, and after 2 days of exploring the amazing waterfalls and rice fields of the north of the island, it was time to hit the road once again. Good morning. It's another day here in Lombok, day 3, and today we're leaving Senaru and heading to Senggigi, which is a seaside town that's about a 2-hour drive away. Can't wait. A stunning coastal road separates the mountains from Senggigi Beach, and soon enough we got our very first views of that famous coastline. We're on the coastal road heading towards Senggigi right now, and just check out these views. Amazing beaches, bright blue water. Haven't seen something like this since the Philippines. And right across here ahead of me are the Gili Islands, which are actually part of Lombok, not Bali. For years, Senggigi Beach was a thriving holiday destination for tourists. Throughout the 90s, there was a building boom with huge hotels, bars and restaurants popping up along the seafront. But now, it all looks very different. Our first walk through town was like living in a zombie movie, with more boarded up and abandoned buildings than open ones. It's actually Ramadan at the moment here in Lombok, and it's also just before the main touristic season, so there's quite a lot of areas along the beach that are pretty much deserted like this. It's a bit like a ghost town. Even our accommodation was much of the same. The Pura Batu beach cottages form a huge resort hotel with tons of rooms, but nobody was inside them. So we even got upgraded to the best room in the house, with some amazing views over the scenery. Here we are. We've swapped mountain views for sea views. Even the pool at the hotel, completely deserted. So it's safe to say that our first impressions were very different from what we expected. But still, we were hopeful that the seafront might be a bit more lively. So we headed down to grab ourselves some food. But it was much of the same story. Lots of restaurants were open, serving up some delicious meals, but there was nobody there to eat them. It's actually pretty crazy how quiet it is here. We just walked from the hotel through town and down to the beach, and there's a lot of buildings that are kind of boarded up or broken down, and there's lots of places open too, but it's just a very, very quiet feeling here. It's a bit eerie. Just to make sure we hadn't missed out on anything, we carried on walking down the coast, but this was really it. And on the way back, we stumbled across the most surprising place yet. an entire beachfront resort left completely in ruins. This was the Sentosa Resort, a 4-star hotel that was very popular for family holidays. It closed after the earthquakes and it just never came back. But strangely, it's still available on booking websites. Do you know when it closed?
I don't know, because someone's reviewed it like a week ago, and 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Looks nice. And just a couple of kilometres out of town was an even spookier building. The Villa Hantu literally translates as Ghost Villa. And it's been abandoned on the hillside for over a decade. There were big plans to build a stunning cliff-top house here, but construction was stopped and, as a result, the shell was just left here. These days, the walls are covered in street art, so by extension, it's a great place to take some photos. And it just makes you wonder what this place would have looked like if it was ever completed. Because on the bottom level, there was going to be a swimming pool and its own private bar.
I've turned it off.
Oh, thank you.
On the opposite side of town, there was yet another surprise sight. This is Batu Bolong Temple, which is the first Hindu temple we've seen on the whole of Lombok. And it's quite small, but it's very beautiful. And a lot less busy than the ones we've seen in Bali. The majority of Lombok is Muslim, so this really is a rare find. The temple is built into the rock with this stunning natural doorway in the centre. And again, there was nobody else here. We're the only people on this beach. It's completely deserted. There is a certain sadness in seeing Senggigi like this. I know we're here at a very specific point in time where it's never that busy anyway, but from speaking to the locals, it never really recovered from what happened with the earthquake, and even now that there's some more infrastructure back again, people still aren't coming in the same numbers that they used to. I'm kind of leaving here hoping that things do pick up again, because people need the work and it's still a lovely place to come. Our stay in Senggigi was nothing short of surreal. It's crazy to think that just across the ocean, the beaches of Bali were completely packed with people, even though they're nowhere near as nice. And now, in the wake of the pandemic, things have only gotten worse. So if you are considering a trip to Bali looking for some stunning coastline, I would take a look at Lombok instead. Just don't go booking any abandoned resorts, alright? Next time, the journey across Lombok continues as we trek through incredible rice fields and find some amazing hidden waterfalls that really put Bali to shame. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time for episode 3 of the journey across Lombok.